Good evening and welcome to Dateline. We are starting today's Dateline on a very happy note by saying congratulations to Argentina for emerging the World Soccer Champion of the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Congratulations, Argentina, once again. Also, Dateline today promises quite a lot of interesting packages. The people of Otaifon and Ayepe in Osogbo were startled when the governor of Osun State, Senator Ademola Adeleke, paid a surprise visit to their area to see for himself the state of things in the area. Dateline today will also feature report on the new currency policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria, which I also bring you a report on the National Sports Festival. My name is Oluchi Amuda. First, the hard news segment. President Muhammadu Buhari has cautioned Western nations on the frivolous issuance of travel adversaries on Nigeria, even as he urged international media to be more objective in its reportage of the country. The president also described his administration's agricultural revolution in Nigeria as a successful experiment. It has not only made the country self-sufficient in the production of some crops, including rice, but has also created over 13 million direct and indirect jobs in the last 7.5 years. President Buhari spoke at an interactive session entitled A Conversation with President Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria, co-hosted by the United States Institute of Peace, the International Republican Institute, the National Endowment for Democracy, and the International Foundation for Electoral Systems. According to a statement issued by a senior special assistant of media and publicity, Alam Garuba Shehu, the president also used the occasion to once again advise Western nations not to be in a rush to eliminate the usage of fossil fuels in a bid to ensuring a healthy climate. He further said Nigeria's economy had registered positive growth in the last 2 quarters, despite the gloomy outlook in the global economy and the war in Ukraine, saying Nigeria is winning the war on terrorism, making significant progress in dealings with the threats to Nigeria's and the sub-region's safety and survival. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has returned from Washington, D.C., United States, after a week-long engagement at the U.S. African Leaders Summit. The countries so far visited include Rwanda, Equatorial Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, Niger, the United States, United Kingdom, the United Arab Emirates, Liberia, South Korea, Ethiopia, among others. In between, the president and his vice have both been away from the country at the same time at least twice in the last 2 months. In his first address at the U.S. African Leaders Summit, the Nigerian president reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to generating 30 gigawatts of energy by 2030, noting that Nigeria became the first African country to develop a detailed energy transition plan to tackle both energy poverty and climate change. The All Progressives Congress Governors Forum has felicitated President Muhammadu Buhari on the occasion of his 80th birthday. The APC governors also used the opportunity to reaffirm their commitment to work for the electoral victory of their candidate ahead of the 2023 general election. This was disclosed in a statement signed by the PGF chairman, Abubakar Bagudru, in Abuja. The congratulatory message is coming in the wake of similar ones from the APC presidential candidate, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, and the leadership of the ruling party. The Osun State Governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke, has rejoiced with President Muhammadu Buhari as he marks his 80th birthday. In a statement personally signed by him, Governor Adeleke described President Buhari as an embodiment of selfless service, acknowledging his commendable records of public service in the military and as a civilian leader. He lauded the president for his leadership style, which he said inspires dedication and honesty, eulogizing President Buhari's depth of patriotism, integrity, and fairness. Governor Adeleke saluted President Buhari for demonstrating commitment to a legacy of free and fair election, noting that by ensuring a level playing field for participants in Osun election, the will of the people prevailed. The governor joins family members and association in thanking God for the grace the president has enjoyed so far, praying for more celebrations in good health and alertness as it continues to the progress of Nigeria and beyond. Meanwhile, Osun State chapter of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) says the recent disclosures on the state debt profile by Governor Ademola Adeleke are part of the twin agenda to clean up the state finance and commence sustainable governance. A release by the Osun State PDP caretaker chairman, Dr. Akindele Adekunle, explained that the development is in fulfillment of Senator Adeleke's pledge to run an open government, which is the foundation for achieving good governance. Dr. Adekunle described the debt question as a subject of secrecy so long, with attendant negative consequences on the state's finance, investors' reception, and general well-being of Osun people. The party accused the previous administration over the handling of the state debt profile and commended Governor Ademola Adeleke for his transparency and accountability. The statement added that Osun people appreciate Governor Adeleke for opening the state books for all to see, pointing out that it takes courage and commitment for a leader to act the way he did. The PDP assured the people that Governor Adeleke is not weakened in his resolve to deliver on his 5-point agenda, saying the administration has mapped out plans to deliver on good governance. The former Commissioner for Finance in Osun State, Mr. Bola Oyebamiji, has put the procurement dates of loans in the state's debt profile within the period of the administration of Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola. In a statement released in Osogbo, the state capital, Mr. Oyebamiji said all the loans were procured between 2013 and 2017 before the advent of Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola's administration in 2018. Mr. Oyebamiji, who also served as a Commissioner for Finance in the second term of Aregbesola's administration, explained that the debt arising from salaries and pensions were also owed during the tenure of Ogbeni Aregbesola in office. Mr. Oyebamiji, however, admitted that the administration of Oyetola benefited from a federal government state intervention fund to the tune of 18 billion naira. The Minister of Interior, who was the former governor of Osun State, has blamed the recent disclosures from the state governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke, on the administration of Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola. A statement signed by his media aide, Mr. Shola Fashure, said the situation would have been avoided if the Oyetola's administration had set up a transition committee and cooperated with the then incoming governor. According to the statement, that would have allowed both parties to compare notes and prevented rancor, stating that instead of that, landmines were being created for the new government by the Oyetola's administration. They explained with certainty that if the government of Ademola Adeleke takes the matter up to the EFCC, there will be problems for the Oyetola's administration. While admitting that his administration took loans, Mr. Aregbesola said the two major ones he took had been liquidated, while the remaining ones are long-term concessional. Osun State House of Assembly has expressed concerns over the reactions trailing the state's debt profiles declaration by the state governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke. This is contained in a statement issued by the Chairman, House Committee on Information and Publicity, Honorable Kunle Akande in Osogbo. The release indicated that the Assembly, as the accredited representatives of the people, is duty-bound to seek clarification and inform the citizens accordingly. It also disclosed that the House has therefore instructed appropriate agencies of government to immediately furnish it with the updated details of the state's debt and financial profile. The House of Assembly called on all investors and business owners not to be alarmed by the debt profile of the state. The attention of the Osun State government has been drawn to a report on the alleged withdrawal of security personnel from Governor Ademola Adeleke. The release by the spokesperson to the governor, Malam Olawale Rashid, clarifies that it is a minor disagreement between officers of the Department of the State Service and the police. It adds that the matter has been reported to the headquarters of the two security agencies for resolution, saying that the issue is being sorted out. Malam Rashid reassures members of the public that there is no cause for alarm, adding that the governor is fully secured and governance proceeds the voice of any hindrance. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has called on eligible voters who are yet to get their permanent voters card to do so, saying their PVCs remains the pass key in the coming 2023 general elections. Osun State Resident Electoral Commissioner Dr. Mutiu Adboke made the call during a roadshow sensitization rally for more collection of PVC in the state. Our reporter Oluwatobiloba Odunuga has the details.
As part of the preparations for the coming 2023 general elections in Nigeria, the Independent National Electoral Commission has intensified its effort towards the conduct of a free and fair elections in the country. The Commission organized a roadshow sensitization rally for the public on the collection of their permanent voters card (PVC). Speaking at the sensitization rally, Osun Resident Electoral Commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Dr. Mutiu Agboke, said the sensitization rally organized by the Commission in collaboration with a non-governmental organization, Power of PVC Right, for residents of Osun State, is to tell them the importance of their PVCs, noting that this is another opportunity for them to decide who takes the mantle of leadership of the country for 4 years. He enjoined members of the public who are of voting age to get their permanent voters card, noting that no one can vote without their PVC on the day of election. The INEC REC maintained that the deployment of the bimodal voter accreditation system (BVAS) and the result viewing portal for voter accreditation and uploading of polling unit results in real time had come to stay, noting that the BVAS had made it impossible for human interference.
There is need for us to scale up the level of awareness for them to go and collect. Look at it, for example, when I resume in Osun State, we have 408,197 PVCs. Only 1,032 electorate have gone to collect their cards. So as I speak to you now, we have 407,165. I'm of the strong opinion that after this campaign, we are going to see the light effect of this in the collection of PVC.
He assured Nigerians that the 2023 general election will be conducted despite attacks on its facilities, noting that security is beefed up at commission's offices across the state to ensure both sensitive and non-sensitive materials are secured.
INEC is ready to the extent of the fact that we have our BVAS already. In Osun State, we have received 5,306 bimodal voter accreditation system BVAS that we are going to use. And to this extent, the Commission is ready for 2023 general election.
Dr. Agboke warned Nigerians who are eligible voters against vote trading, noting that penalty awaits offenders. Oluwa Tobiloba, Odunuga, OSBC News.
The Nigerian Bar Association has appointed 150 of its members to its National Executive Council, NEC. The NBA NEC is the highest decision-making organ of the association next to the annual general meeting, and its scheduled meetings are held quarterly. NBA President Yakubu Chinoko Mekuya, SAN, made the disclosure in a statement released by the association's publicity secretary, Habib Lawal. According to Mr. Lawal, apart from the 38 SANs, other deserving members of the association that were corrupted into the NBA NEC are 30 senior members, other than SANs who are over 25 years post-call, 45 active members of 10 years post-call, and above but below 25 years post-call, among others. Appointments were made at the NBA NEC meeting in accordance with Section 1, Section 8, Subsection 1E of the NBA Constitution 2015, as amended in 2021. Governor Ademola Adeleke is in total support of local government autonomy in order to ensure even distribution of the dividends of democracy for rightly development of the grassroots. A member of Osun State House of Assembly, Honorable Adeyemi Adewumi, representing Obokun State constituency, gave the words of assurance by speaking with OSBC News.
President Governor of the state, Senator Nurina Ademola Jackson Adeleke, because he has said it severally in different fora that is in full support of local government autonomy. And I tell people, if that is what the governor will do more than that, but even if that is the only thing they will do for us, it's going to go a long way, because the welfare of the people at the grassroots will improve. People will be able to, the economy will improve, because you have given what is due to the local government, you've given it to them, and the local government chairman will be able to give it to the people. Construct roads, build hospitals. Many of their health centers are not functioning again. It is because the local government are not working. If the local government are able to build hospitals, they will be able to, they don't need to come to the general hospital. They will make use of the health centers. They don't need to come to the teaching hospital in Osogbo.
We also stated that one of the factors militating against constitution review has to do with selfish interest of most politicians, saying power must be devolved from presidents and governors to other arms of government in line with the dictates of the Constitution.
So everybody will want to do things that will favor them personally, And also, in addition to that, political selfishness. Politicians will want to look at what will favor them personally, not looking at the collective goal. So this, I believe, is some of the hindrances that has been affecting the constitutional amendments.
Nigeria can be a better place to live if the main stakeholders, most importantly, Nigerian leaders, can showcase the needed virtues to have a new nation. The legal practitioner, Mr. Kayode Adebisi, gave the submission while speaking against the backdrop of the behavior of the former Senate President, Senator Ike Ekwuemadu Travel, while speaking with OSBC News. According to Mr. Adebisi, the leaders should desist from embarking on improvising programs, but empower the youth to guarantee ideal society where laws can triumph over lawlessness as they have it in the developed countries.
Surrendering their sovereignty. When you give them your PVC, you are surrendering your sovereignty. That's your franchise. Giving you 2,000, 5,000. The fact that INEC is doing voters education, but because of the so-called poverty, and I don't believe it's poverty, it's because of the values that have been turned upside down. That's just the point. They engage in the contracts for kidney transplants in the UK. But the other issue is whether or not he comply with the modern slavery acts in the UK, which require that a doctor there must certify that the boy was doing it not for commercial purpose. He was doing it on a humanitarian grant. So I think when they established the fact that he had been promised scholarship and certain amount of proprietary interest, that was the reason why they charged him and the wife to the UK district magistrate.
We now go on a break. Dateline continues shortly. Welcome back. Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke, during the wait, startled residents of Ayekpe and Otafun areas of Osogbo, the state capital, when he paid an unscheduled visit to John Mackay Anglican Primary School, Ayekpe, and Primary Health Care Center, Otafun, to ascertain the state of things and gather first-hand information. Himself, Governor's office correspondent Abdurrahim Adekileku reports that Governor Adeleke rekindled the hopes of residents who said no governor in the history of Osun State has visited them till now. Here's the report.
Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke has expressed displeasure at the level of infrastructural decay in road, education and health sectors in the state. Senator Adeleke expressed the displeasure when he paid an unscheduled visit to John Mackay Anglican Primary School, Ayekpe area, Osogbo. Inspecting the road from Shadiat Bridge, Ayekpe area off Osogbo-Ilesha Road, Senator Ademola Adeleke trekked the road from the junction down to the primary school. Speaking with some of the residents, the state governor said he decided to embark on the visit to have first-hand information on the state of the road and the level of infrastructural deficit that has happened to John Mackay Anglican Primary School, Ayekpe area, Osogbo, and the road leading to the school and the community in general. The headmistress of the school, Mrs. Esther Oguntipe, while conducting the governor round the school, said most of the blocks of classrooms in the school were blown off by storm and were abandoned because previous governments did not do anything to fix them.
Previous government are not coming here and see it. What do you don't know? I think
Responding, Governor Adeleke assured the school teacher, who was moved to tears, that the school and the road will be part of the completed project to be celebrated in commemoration of his 100 days in office.
I can look at it and then I can assure you, need to do to improve facilities and is part of infrastructure, we will do it. In our 100 days, you will see what will happen.
The governor, who caught the residents of the area unaware, was welcomed by pupils of school who had trooped out en masse to welcome him with his songs. The governor also visited Otaifo Maternity Center in Olonda North LCDA, where he lamented the state of things at the facility with no drugs, bathings, and an unkempt environment. He assured the residents of the area that his government will leave no stone unturned in ensuring that people have access to qualitative health care services. The residents of the area, who could not hide their joy, said no government presence could be felt in the area, adding that it is the first time a governor will visit them regardless of the poor state of the road that leads to the community. Also, during the week, Governor Adeleke performed the inauguration of a committee that is to investigate knotty issues in the transportation sector and provide solutions to whatever challenges the committee identified. Inaugurating the State Transport Committee, Governor Ademola Adeleke expressed the readiness of his administration to ensure free human and vehicular movement in and around the state. Governor Adeleke, who explained that efforts are at the top gear to build modern park stations, assured that he is committed to securing parks and making sure that thugs have no breathing space in all parks across Osun State.
Our administration is determined to sanitize motor parks across the state. We can no longer allow our parks to be breeding grounds for troubling and lawlessness. It is time to secure our state by making park environment safe.
He appealed to members of the committee to see the job given to them as a call to take Osun State to a greater heights. In his response, the chairman of the committee appreciated Governor Ademola Adeleke for counting them worthy of such assignment. He pledged to take all that are attached to the job of ensuring sanity in Osun motor parks seriously.
We want to assure the government that we will not disappoint Mr. Bonham. The overall interest of the people of Osun State will conduct the duty according to the terms of reference.
In another development, Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke ordered immediate stoppage of illegal mining as well as arrest and prosecution of illegal mining syndicates. Senator Adeleke gave this order while inaugurating a committee on solid mineral sector. According to him, inauguration of the committee is meant to rescue the soul of the state's economy, adding that the committee is saddled with the responsibility of recovering and protecting the common assets and solid mineral resources of the state. He said his administration is beaming searchlight on the solid mineral sector with particular attention on the activities of Shegilola Gold Mining Company and others operating in the gold field in Osun State.
Osun State is entitled to 30% derivation from every ounce of gold extracted from our gold and other solid mineral fields. Shegilola and other operating companies are expected by law to pay Osun State 30% derivation on the value of gold and other solid minerals produced in the last 25 years.
While lamenting that there is no record of any payment of the legal 13% derivative due to the state for several years, Senator Adeleke condemned the level of environmental degradation that the state has been subjected to by those operating in the mining field.
Today, we have no record of any payment made by Shegilola and other mining companies to Osun State. My administration is determined to recover every penny owed Osun State by companies operating in Osun Gold Field.
In a similar development, the governor lamented a situation whereby revenue agents earn more than the state and directed that all revenues must henceforth go to coffers of the state. He therefore directed all revenue agents in the state to report to the committee immediately for new terms of engagement. On the reports of illegal logging of precious woods, The governor ordered immediate suspension of all logging permits. He also suspended the engagement of all consultants manning the control posts for the collection of haulage revenue. Governor Ademola Adeleke charged the committee to look into the area of revenue leakages and come up with new ideas to boost the IGR. Senator Ademola Adeleke also assured the people of the state that his administration will not be distracted from operationalizing his blueprint for governance, regardless of the huge amount of debts bequeathed to his administration by his immediate predecessor. It was the first of its kind for any governor to involve the traditional rulers in the state in the business of governance by opening the books of its financial standing to the royal fathers. No wonder the royal fathers were full of prayers and commendations for the 6th executive governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke, for starting his administration on a note of an all-inclusiveness. Governor Adeleke, while addressing the state's traditional rulers under the chairmanship of the Ooni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi Ojaja II, lauded the royal fathers for their support, saying that his administration will consult them on quarterly basis. Senator Adeleke said the meeting was called to present the official debt profile of the state in line with the details submitted to him by the Accountant General for the state. According to him, there were 8 different loan facilities inherited from his predecessor, apart from the salary and pension debts, with repayment period ranging from 16 months to 28 years. The total amount of the budget, according to the governor, stands at 407.32 billion naira.
My administration inherited 8 outstanding loan facilities, apart from salary and pension debt from Governor Oyetola. By good people of Osun State, the total loan stock as of today is 331.32 billion. If the 76 billion naira debt of salaries and pension are added, the state is indebted to the tune of 407.32 billion naira. The amount owed contractor is yet to be determined.
According to the governor, outstanding balance of budget support facility stands at 51.8 billion naira, with a monthly repayment of 154.9 million to be paid for 27 years and 9 months. Outstanding balance of salary bailout is put at 38.8 billion naira, with a monthly repayment of 232.77 million naira to be paid for the next 13 years and 9 months. Restructured commercial bank loans of 158.77 billion naira, with a monthly repayment of 1.14 billion naira is to be paid for the next 11.5 years, as well as excess crude account with outstanding balance of 14.48 billion naira, monthly repayment of 89.97 million naira to be paid back in the next 13 years and 4 months. Others are Central Bank of Nigeria infrastructure loan of 9.2 billion naira with a monthly repayment of 44.98 million naira and outstanding period of 17 years. Federal Government of Nigeria intervention loan with outstanding balance of 1.7 billion naira and monthly repayment of 100 million naira to be completed in the next 17 months. The governor lamented that a large portion of the 18.04 billion FGN bridge finance facility which the last administration sought after the July 16, 2022 Guba poll was completely expended without any information on the repayment terms.
Because I know about grant, I know about loan facilities, going forward, I didn't see anything. I've traveled around. I've traveled to South Ife. I've traveled to Itesha. I've traveled to Shogo. I've traveled my whole town, Save, and then I've gone around. Even Iraqi, everywhere, this road has not justified what they are doing. That's a big question of mine, right? Governor Ojorawo must explain how the 18 billion bridge road taken after he lost the election on July 16, 2022 was expended.
Their separate remarks, the Honorable of Okeila, Honorable of Ila, Onuru of Irun, Ali of Ilie, Oluwo of Iwoke, Oluwo of Iwo, Olukuku of Okuku, and Oluwu of Kuta commended the governor for his unprecedented transparency and principle of inclusion. They prayed for the governor to have a successful tenure of office and charged him to continue to extend olive branches to all stakeholders in the state. In his remarks, the chairman of the council and Ooni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi Ojaja II, assured the governor that the Obas in the state will give their massive support to the administration of Governor Ademola Adeleke for an all-round development of the state. It has been Abdurrahim Adekileko reporting.
Thank you very much, Abdurrahim Adekileko. Now moving now to the story on economy. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, is the agency statutorily empowered to oversee the monetary policy of the government. The Apex Bank has taken some steps, including the redesigning of some denominations of the Naira notes, cash withdrawal limit policy, among others, aimed at strengthening the Naira and controlling the amount of money in circulation. However, the reforms have met serious opposition among some Nigerians, especially political parties. The National Assembly and the Arewa Consultative Forum, ACF, who believe the country is not yet ripe for a cashless economy. This Dateline report focuses on the controversies surrounding the new cashless policy of the CBN and its likely impact on the country's economy. The report. The Nigerian currency, which is the Naira, has been plagued with so many issues in recent times. The persistent dwindling of the value of the Naira in an inflation-ravaged economy has attracted constant criticisms among Nigerians as well as other stakeholders who have consistently questioned why the country's currency is having a free fall against other international currencies, particularly the US dollar. In order to address such anomalies, the Central Bank of Nigeria decided to reposition the economic sector by reappraising its monetary policy through the redesigning of the Naira, restricted only to the 200, 500, and 1,000 Naira denominations. The redesigned notes were later unveiled by President Muhammadu Buhari, who assured Nigerians that the move would help in thwarting the activities of those who are fond of hiding the money and enable the Apex Bank to control the amount of money in circulation.
New Naira banknotes have been fortified with security features that made it difficult to counterfeit. These new banknotes will help the central bank design and implement better monetary policy objectives. I am delighted now to officially launch the 200 Naira, 500 Naira, and 1,000 Naira banknotes.
Many Nigerians applauded the move aimed at rejuvenating the economy. Nigerians did not see the implementation of the cashless policy of the federal government coming, as many received it with shock, most especially the areas that have to do with cash withdrawal limit. According to the CBN policy, individuals will be able to withdraw only 20,000 Naira daily and 100,000 Naira weekly, while corporate organizations will be allowed to withdraw not more than 500,000 Naira weekly.
If the policy is completely targeted about cash limitation, then it's good. If it's not limiting the number of transactions from POS terminals and ATM transfers and all of that, okay, then in that way it can actually help the cashless policy.
While some segments of the people see it as a way to go, most especially when it will be implemented before next year's general election and may likely reduce the incidence of vote buying, political parties in Nigeria vehemently opposed it. Mr. Oluwabamiji Oladele is the media director of the People's Democratic Party in Osun State, while Alhaji Kamaruddin Alao is the state secretary of the All Progressives Congress, APC. They explained reasons why the move should be jettisoned.
Election prosecution in Nigeria is costly. It involves money anywhere in the world. That is not just limited to our own entity here. You need elements of cash to prosecute some things. You send people on errand, you equip them with necessary logistics, you ask people to be your party agents that will take the whole of their day.
It's a very good step, but it needs some amendments in order for it to function well. Not about if politicians are getting rich money, they will use it to buy food or do other abnormalities. but for the convenience of our people, especially at the grassroots or rural part of the country. I know that very soon the CBN will relax that order, so that in order to make the normal situation and then the request of our people.
The National Assembly has equally directed the CBN Governor, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, to suspend the implementation of the cash withdrawal limit policy, expected to take effect from the 9th of January next year, barely a month to the 2023 general elections. The Arewa Consultative Forum, ACF, also opposed the cashless policy, saying it is anti-people and would further impoverish them. The controversy was further heightened by the declaration by a legal practitioner and senior advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Femi Falana, who described it as illegal. However, another legal practitioner, Mr. Bode Babalola, has this to say.
It's a way to ensure there's not too much money in circulation. Prices will come down. These are requirements, these are desirables. And you don't do these things without some restrictions. And we cannot call those restrictions unconstitutional provisions.
The redesigned currencies are now in circulation, and some believe that CBN needs to sensitize Nigerians more about the new notes.
All we need is orientation and more time. They should let us know why they are doing it. Why are they doing it? To assist this, to assist that. Well, there's a good explanation on it. People will keen to the idea. Yes, it's a bitter pill to swallow, but if it's going to be for betterment, we will swallow it.
The CBN has equally made it known that from next year, the denominations that will be put in the automated teller machines ATM is 200 naira and below. As the implementation time for the new cashless transaction gradually draws nearer, the question on the minds of many is, will the CBN bow to pressure and rescind its decision on cashless economy? Only time will tell. Oluchi Amuda. Now, sports. Major sporting events across the globe provide athletes the opportunity to launch themselves into reckoning. From the All-African Games to the Commonwealth Games, World Championships, and the Olympic Games, most athletes go the extra mile to prepare themselves with the hope of not only winning medals for their countries, but also booking their slots in history books as record breakers. One of such events is the National Sports Festival, which is tagged Nigerian Olympics. In this Dateline report, Omotayo Adebodu takes a look at the all-round performance of Team Osun in this year's National Sports Festival held in Delta State.
It's no longer news that Osun State contingent have returned from Asaba after participating in the 21st edition of the National Sports Festival, which was held in Asaba Delta State. They joined athletes from the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, who all converged at the Big Art State for the 12-day National Sports Fiesta, which was held at Stephen Keshi Stadium, Asaba. The state contingent left for Asaba with the promise to make the state proud, and indeed they performed beyond expectation when compared with their previous editions.
On behalf of the other athletes, we are going to the festival to make the state proud, to win laurels, and because help us all.
Our expectation is to go out and come back in flying colors.
It would be recalled that Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke shortly before the departure of Osun contingent had charged athletes to win medals and be good ambassadors of the state, promising that his administration will prioritize their welfare and make the sports sector platform for talent discovery. As the tournament came to an end, Osun finished 17th after winning 4 golds, 12 silver and 13 bronze medals, totaling 29 medals in games like weightlifting, shooting, athletics, powerlifting, swimming, among others. The memory of Asaba 2022 will forever continue to be remembered by Osun athletes as they all received their full allowance before departure, which they said was a morale booster, and a departure from the usual late release of fund and inability to get equipment and training material in about over 40 different games approved by the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport Development. Osun contingent finished 17th on the log despite taking fewer athletes to the competition and participating in 15 games. The team recorded 2 gold in shooting games, 1 in weightlifting and 1 in swimming, and could have won more, no thanks to several of our athletes who represented other states. Among them are the Olympic bronze medalist Olaitan Ibrahim, who won a gold medal for Delta State, as well as Abayomi Adeyemi, who bagged 3 golds for Delta in weightlifting, including Olaniyan Ahmed, Rukoyat Ajiboye, Commonwealth gold medalist Adijat Olarinoye, Dapo Opadeji, Ayomide Bello, and many more. Despite this, Osun performed well in games like taekwondo, kickboxing, swimming, para-powerlifting, athletics, chess, weightlifting, and shooting. Some athletes who won medals for Osun, such as Muftau Razak, Adegoke Abdullahi, Islamiat Yusuf, among others, while speaking with OSBC News correspondent at the Stephen Keshi Stadium, Asaba, as this to say.
I feel very happy, but I should have won gold, but it was controversial at some point in round 8, so I had to settle for silver.
It was such a great one, although not what we really expected because of where we are placed, and the Osun team, we did well as we promised the states, so we did well, we tried our best.
Glory be to God, and thanks to all the facilitators, the state government. We were motivated, we did what we could, and it actually turned out in success.
I believe that this new government will change everything in terms of facility and infrastructure in Osun State.
As the event came to an end, several states have begun to reward their athletes, particularly those who won medals. Earlier this week, Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun doled out 1 million naira each to gold medalists, while silver and bronze medalists got 500,000 naira and 250,000 naira respectively. Athletes who participated but won no medal received 100,000 naira each. Host Delta State emerged champions for a record 7th time with the landslide victory, as they coasted home 648 total medals, among which were 320 gold, 200 silver, and 128 bronze. The next National Sports Festival will hold in Abeokuta, Ogun State in 2024. The Nigerian National Sports Festival is a biannual multi-sport event organized by the federal government of Nigeria for athletes from the 36 states of Nigeria. It started in 1973 at the National Stadium in Surulere, Lagos, with the main purpose of promoting peace and cross-cultural affiliation in Nigeria after the Nigerian Civil War in 1970. It also aims at encouraging early participation in sports, engaging youth athletes in Olympic movement and national unity. For the host, it boosts the economy of such states as businessmen and women, hotel owners, commercial vehicles owners, and riders, among others, cash out in big time. As the next National Sports Festival will hold in Abeokuta, Ogun State in 2024, we believe that the nearest fixture, Osun, will bid to host the tournament, as their host state receive huge fund from the federal government to use in building infrastructure required for the event. This becomes property of the host state and an avenue to use in training young talent who will be useful for themselves and the state as well as the nation in the future. Omotayo Adebodun reporting for Dateline.
Very much for Omotayo Adebodun. We also want to say congratulations once again to the Argentine team for winning the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. And that ends Dateline on OSBC TV. Thank you for watching. It was produced by Babatunde Bonatito. The production assistant is Abdul Jalil at BBC. My name is Oluchi Amuda. Wishing you a wonderful night rest. Good night.
Adron Homes is adding joy to your season with an amazing offer of 50% discount on all land sales. Worth more in the goodie bag is an installment payment plan of up to 36 months. With an initial deposit of 25,000 naira to 1 million naira, you also get freebies like a big cow, bag of rice, deep freezer, washing machine, blender, smart TV, chicken, and lots more. Gift yourself a land this season with Adron Homes. Ho, ho, ho. Adron Homes, making the incredible affordable.
Wish you a Merry Christmas.
My name is Femi Adebayo. This holiday season, StarTimes is taking us to a better level. You can step up your family entertainment with the StarTimes upgrade promo. You recharge 2 months on Nova Bouquet and get upgraded to Basic or Spark Bouquet. Recharge 2 months on Basic or Spark Bouquet, you get upgraded to Classic or Super Bouquet. And if you recharge 2 months on Classic or Super Bouquet, you get 10 days free on your subscription. This upgrade automatically qualifies you for a weekly draw to win 55-inch smart TV, PS systems, home appliances, and more. These prizes are proudly sponsored by Long Reach, Wayon, and Amas. This promo is from the 15th November to 15th January 2023. Times and conditions apply.